I'm always on time. The thing is, what you have to understand is I see the world a little different than you do. That's because I'm a genius. That's because I'm a genius. What do you mean, what is stream elements? I don't understand your question. What do you mean, good sir? I did not come to work when I wanted to. I was always working. I never didn't work. It was a constant thing. It was always on. But, you know, I get a little bit of leeway because I'm neurodivergent. Fuck you. Fuck you, Jason Pocketman, you piece of shit. Am I a Freemason? I am not. Are you kidding? I don't think people with my heritage are allowed into secret societies like that. Are there, even though I'm not Jewish, I was raised Jewish and my dad was Jewish. Do they let the Jews into the Freemasons? That doesn't seem like that seems like an oxymoron. Hello, Brett Moore. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Hey, I want to let you know before we get started that I got this fucking suspicious connection attempt going off. I got some window open. I can't wait to close it, but I don't know which one it is. Listen to this motherfucker. Ahmed Abin Adam. Thank you, sir. He has ascended. He has gone clear. He has crossed the bridge and met with Xenu. He is now the latest member of the Gods of War, the highest that you can get unless you're smoking pot with your Papa Jaffe. I appreciate it, good sir. Thank you very, very much for that support and that generosity and your community, buddy. I appreciate it. He says to me, Jaffe, do me a favor and respond to my comment you ignored on Zelda video. I have no idea what he's talking about. I don't ignore. Ignoring is an odd little verb. But I'll tell you what, once the show starts, hit me up with what that comment was, and I'll be happy to answer it to you for you. But I appreciate it, buddy. All right, let's get this goddamn thing going. Here we go. Where is it? Where is it? Where's the sound I love more than anything? Oh, my goodness, gracioso. Welcome to Gabbin' and Games, my friends, for, what is it, the 29th. Goddamn, time rolls, baby. Going fast. 29th of March. Let me back the truck up a little bit. Hang on. There we go. There we go. You know, I'm a terrible driver when it comes to big trucks. When I was in college, I worked for the USC Cinema Television School, sort of doing operations. And my video is missing. What do you mean my video is missing? What are you talking about? Let's see what happens. What do you mean? Can you guys not see me? Let me know if you can't see me, but I should be on the screen at this point. I worked for the Cinema Television School for operations, and one day they says to me, I need you to drive this truck, like a big front engine truck, and then there was like, I don't know how many feet it was, but it was bigger than a U-Haul. And they said, I need you to drive this from USC, which was downtown Los Angeles, to Hollywood, pick something up and bring it back. And it was pouring rain. I would imagine my handprints are still on that wheel. I was terrified, absolutely fucking terrified. I cannot drive big trucks like that. Why are we talking about that? Oh, the ice cream truck. There you go. There you go. Yeah, I don't know. Welcome, fellas. Good to see everybody. Seriously, no doubt though. Let's be super duper clear as we get into the top of the show. We have a lot of good stuff to talk about today, but you must know that without these members and all the members and all the super chats and all the likes and all that stuff is very, very welcome. But I would be remiss and disrespectful if I didn't call out the top of the food chain when it comes to supporting this goddamn show, the Gods of War. So I want to give a little tip of the old hat at the top of the show, and then we'll get started. Ahmed Ibn Adam, our newest God of War member. Thank you, buddy. Gravity, Captain Geach, Rotten Tanuki, Zach Procrastinates, Alex Plocks, and the big bad Eddie Torres, who's been a God of War for, get this, fellas, 29 months. Thank you, fellas, for making this show a reality. You know what I was going to open the show with, but I'm trying to be a little bit more disciplined when it comes to copyright music. Our very own, hang on, where did that go? I got to find that link. Our very own Ricardo Estevez sent me this, and I was going to play this to open the stream today instead of Alex Plox, who we always play, and we'll talk about Alex a little later in the show. But Frostbite Orc Kings have they're a band all made out of AI. There's a tool that these guys in Germany use to basically, it's not yet text to music, but we are very quickly getting there. Seriously, if you listen to this, and I'll put a link up, or you can just go to their webpage. If you listen to this, I'm not a big musical guy, so I don't fucking know anything about, I don't have taste in music, but I like what I like. And I listened to this and I was like, well, that's pretty fucking good. It's pretty fucking good. And so this is, what are we a year away, less than that, from literally just going to Spotify AI and going, play me a Bob Dylan-like song with Bob Dylan's voice where he's singing about pumpkins. Okay, right? I mean, it's crazy. But anyway, this is Frostbite Orc Kings. This is kind of crazy metal, sort of, I don't know if you'd call it death metal, but it's pretty fucking good. And the cover's great, and there's a video that AI made, and that's pretty fucking great as well. So give it a listen if you want. Quite interesting. Lutron, you're right. Elon Musk is pleading to put the brakes on the AI. Elon Musk has lost any and all credibility with me in terms of his how good of a human he is. So in terms of his advice, I don't really, I kind of don't trust the guy anymore. I think he's let a lot of people down with some of his Twitter shenanigans, and I think we're kind of like, I'm okay, Elon. I don't really need you looking out for me, but we're good. Thank you, pal. I appreciate it. He went off the deep end in broadcasting it on Twitter. You're talking about Musk? Yeah. And Twitter did. Amparo, Twitter lost half its value in less than a year. GPT says the U.S. overthrew Ukraine's government in 2014. It's not wrong. Yeah, maybe it knows something we don't. I'm sure it knows a lot of shit that we don't. Okay, let's talk video games, my friends and neighbors and hate watchers. We have got to talk about. We have to talk about The Last of Us PC. Now, before we get to the shenanigans going over there and sort of what it might mean for the reputation of Naughty Dog, I do want to let you know, I was surprised that it premiered this low. Last of Us on console, part 1 and part 2 have been doing much, not better like it was ever doing bad, but they have gotten a hell of a shot of adrenaline because of the HBO series. And that's awesome. So I kind of expected this to come out of the gate day one and just be a massive fucking smash on PC. There are a lot of negative reviews that certainly is impacting it now. But this data is from yesterday. As of yesterday, it is only number 4 of the concurrent top PS ports to PC. So I'll tell you, Sackboy, first day was 610 players. Then Returnal jumped to 6,000. Uncharted Legacy of Thieves, 10,000. Marvel's Miles Morales, one of the best games first parties ever made, almost 14,000. Days Gone, 28,000. Listen to this. Last of Us Part 1 only had 37,000 people playing. That's less than Horizon Zero Dawn, less than Spidey, and less than God of War. I just expected it to be higher. But, that's where it is. Right now, if you go over there, it's like 18,000 people playing it. I would imagine 10,000 of those people that are playing it right now are probably playing it simply to make videos about how absolutely it is shitting the bed. Here's what fascinates me about this story. I want to show you, and when we talked about this yesterday, I was excited. Not because I wanted to play it, because I'm not a big Last of Us Part 1 fan, but because I really was interested in sort of the design philosophy that the people, I assumed it was Naughty Dog. It may have been Iron Galaxy who ported it. That's the name. Maybe they wrote it, but I was really fascinated by some of the design decisions they had to make in order to keep the essence of the game while moving it to PC. I was like, this is interesting. I've never thought about that kind of porting work before. And how do you keep the artist sort of thematic and emotional intent as you go from one controller type to another? Man, nobody at that company should have been writing a blog yesterday. They should have been working on this game. I don't understand. Let me just show you some of the shit. You have to have seen this going around, but this came out yesterday. Boy, it is just filled. It's sitting on Steam at a mostly negative reputation. It is filled with the kind of bugs that you do not associate with Sony first party. It's kind of shocking, actually. The first one to kind of rear its head was none your business. I see your chat. Hit me up after this story. I'll talk about it. The first one to rear its head was this one, where it literally took, this is building shaders. So if you say, I want to play The Last of Us, it will take you, I don't know if that is, let's see, what is this, minutes? Okay, so it'll take you an hour to build the shaders. Now, this may have improved. It may have improved, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. Some of the visuals of this fucking game, some of the buggy visuals of this game, there's Joel, right? There's fucking Joel. Are you out of your fucking mind? Yeah, in the chat, Brett Moore says he's seen it take anywhere from 2 hours to 15 minutes to load all that shit. This is Sarah, his daughter, with, I guess, on New Year's Eve when she got confetti in her fucking hair. I don't know what's going on. Look at this one. Look at this. I don't like the word derp all that much. It's the derpiest fucking picture I've ever seen of this kid. Look at her. Look at Abby. Just look at her. Good Lord, it looks terrible. Look at this one. There's Joel in blackface. I'm not entirely sure why he hasn't been canceled yet, but, you know, there we go. Matt DeMarco says, can we stop saying PC gaming is superior? PC gaming is superior. We'll talk about that in a minute. Look at this one. This one's one of the ones that's going around making the rounds. This one's fantastic. Look at this goddamn thing. They're talking... Hang on, let me turn this down. They're having a little chit chat as they do. Whatever. And now suddenly they're wet. I'm not fucking with you. Look at it. They're suddenly dripping wet, like they've just come out of Splash Mountain. And 2 seconds ago, they were dry as a bone, right? I mean, this is bizarre. Okay? It gets better though. It gets better. And I'm sure we'll see. I mean, it's not WWE 2K21 bad, but it's bad. I think my favorite one is it this way? Kotaku has one where, oh, here it is, where Joel is carrying Sarah, and he gets attacked and the cops shoot him or the military shoots him. At one point, Sarah is levitating through his stomach out of his back. I don't really understand what is happening. So Naughty Dog, of course, is aware of this. And this is they put out this thing which is ridiculous. They say, The Last of Us Part 1 PC players, we've heard your concerns and our team is actively investigating multiple issues you've reported. We will continue to update you. Our team is prioritizing updates and will address the issues in upcoming patches. Okay. This is not an issue with Naughty Dog. Naughty Dog is, from an execution standpoint, quite probably one of the very best developers on the planet. But you cannot tell me that Sony QA and Naughty Dog management, both of which are top tier, didn't catch this. It's simply not possible that they didn't catch this. Right? I mean, because either they're just awful at their jobs, which they're not. Sony does not have a history of releasing crap in terms of bugs and shit like that. So they're either crap at their jobs or they knew about it and way up at upper management, it's like, you got to ship it. You just got to ship it. And again, I don't know their finances. Maybe they did just have to ship it, and maybe they all sat down with marketing, and they sat down with sales, and they sat down with all the powers that be, and they said, look, the hit we're going to take to our reputation is going to be a vocal minority, and get it out. We need it to be out. In the long run, it's better to get it out even with the bugs. I'm sure they had those conversations. But man, can you, I mean, people at Naughty Dog must be fuming because their reputation, as much as I don't love their recent games, although I did love part 2 of Last of Us, I think they've gotten a lot more bloated than they used to be. But that said, their reputation is spotless. They don't do this. Sony first party doesn't do this. This is a really bad look. And Sony is getting their shit kicked out of them this week when it comes to sort of acquisition issues and monopoly accusations from the United States government. They don't need another problem. And again, I'm not acting like this is the sky is falling for Sony. I'm just saying, the one thing you guys can always hold up as a flag above Microsoft and potentially even Nintendo is that we are the best at this. We may not have Game Pass, we may not have Mario, but we do these games better than anybody else. And yeah, Mutant Mo says optics, baby. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Now, somebody in the chat said, and I think I hadn't thought of this, it's a good point. The blind one says trying to make sure they get that money off the HBO show. It's not a bad point. They could have sat there and assessed it a couple of months ago and said, look, here's what's happening. We can fix all of this, but there are no quick fixes. It's going to take us we're going to miss our launch window by 3 months. And maybe you're right, the blind one. Maybe they just said, hey, we can't afford to lose that business because the HBO show will have gone off the air by then. And so just bite the bullet. That's a good point. That's probably what happened. It's probably what happened. Sergio says, it kind of makes me think they're doing this on purpose. How does a company that is not currently working on another franchise, not that we are aware of, let this pass through? Well, again, like I just said, I have to assume they knew it was this and they were willing to take the sort of public beating that would come with it because a variety of reasons we don't know, or like Blindwin just said. I think that's a really good theory that he has. But it is weird. It is weird that they would put this out. Kumar Jenkins, I want to say thank you. You should have gotten a big pop and everything, but neither you nor our good friend Adam, who just joined the God of War, got it. I'm still working with Streamlabs on what's going on, but thank you, Kumar Jenkins, my good friend, for showing up and being a member of the Diet Soda Soldiers. I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you very, very much. No, man, look, I'll tell you something. When you are working on games, and by the way, these guys who ported it, yeah, they're a porting studio, but they're also a good developer. I mean, Iron Galaxy put out Rumbleverse, which I know didn't connect, but boy, it was a really well-made, well-executed game. So it's not like these were like bottom-of-the-barrel shit developers at all. So I don't really understand. John Moore says, wouldn't it be to discredit the PC and stray you towards PS5? I don't think they're that conniving. I think it benefits them to be successful on all platforms. I will say, though, that, I mean, Greg Miller was kind of joking about it. I'm sure you saw it. He put out this kind of fiery, funny tweet video where he was just like, fuck the PC master race. Look, I'll say what I've always said. 99% of my time playing PC games is not what it was when you hear people talk about it. People still talk about it today who don't have experience with it, as if we're back in like the early 2000s where you had to get new drivers and it wouldn't work and you installed it and it's sort of working, but it crashed. You know, that's not the PC gaming experience. Certainly if you buy digital, you download it on Steam, 99% of the time it works. If it doesn't, you write them and go, I want my money back. They're like, cool, not a problem. It's not that, right? What I will tell you, though, is that as a core gamer, PC gaming is delightful. And I'm going to show you some stuff today on the stream that you won't be able to get if you console game. There's just a lot of options. But if you just like high-end shit, of course, stay with the console. Absolutely. Jaffe, they outsource to these B-tier companies. You're not getting a AAA studio port. Well, CR3D, I get that. But again, Iron Galaxy is not like shit. It's not like they're putting out, to just, a D-level developer. So and more importantly, who's minding the store? Even though it is maybe not the world's greatest developer, again, but I get it. They knew this was a problem. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with the blind ones theory. They knew this was a problem, and they said, yeah, but we can't really afford to miss out on the HBO money. So that's what I would say. Okay. I don't, Jason, I know you're a troll, but I'll read it because some people actually feel the way you do. He says, high-end shit is why most of us play games. We don't want ugly-looking trash. You're an idiot. You're a fucking moron. There absolutely are gamers that do only play for that reason. I respect that. There's nothing wrong with that kind of mentality and motivation to play games. But the idea that most people play games for that reason, you're just a fucking moron, and the facts don't back it up. The facts show that the games that make the most money and get the most audience, you really think Among Us or Fortnite or Roblox or even Madden is the best fucking looking game in the world? Come on now. CR says Iron Galaxy, the developer who ported it, is most likely working on multiple titles who are in turn outsourcing much of their work. They could be. They were working on this while they were trying to save Rumbleverse. So I do assume, and I think Rumbleverse, they said, I don't remember if it was Rumbleverse or Knockout City, but I think it was Rumbleverse, which was the Iron Galaxy game. They said that even though it's shutting down, they're going to try to publish it themselves. Right. So, I have to assume that's where their focus was, but even still, it's not a good look for Sony first party, which is rare in this. They usually, you don't have to worry about this. This is totally safe. But in this case, it's surprising. Okay. Ahmed says, Jaffe, maybe it's because The Last of Us was a PS3 era cell processor game. Well, they were porting the PS5 version, is my understanding, the Last of Us Part 1. Maybe that contributed in some aspect, but beyond, who cares though? My answer, Ahmed, is who cares? This first party, it should work, and it should be a wonderful example of what first party does so well. Mecca says, why didn't Sony let Nixxes do the PC port? I don't know. They were probably busy. They acquired them, but they're probably doing, the Bloodborne port. What? They're probably doing, 4 ports, and that's all they could do. I have no idea, but you're right. They probably should have looked at the tea leaves and said, this Last of Us show is probably going to be pretty good. This is no longer, we got to make sure this fucking flies and sings, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay. Let's talk about Bobby Kotick. Bobby Kotick was in the news for 2 reasons today. I don't like the guy. I think he's the devil. I think I don't like how he kind of bent over to China on a number of cases just to make money. I think his greed. In fact, I had Michael Pachter on the show on record say, I like Bobby Kotick, but yeah, he's really fucking greedy. And if you don't know who Bobby Kotick is, he's the current CEO of Activision, but once the acquisition goes through, thank God, even though he'll get even richer, he's out of there. But, he's overseen a bunch of shit, horrible behavior, and he's been accused of some horrible behavior himself. But he was in the news today, so it's worth talking about. He wrote a letter to all the Activision employees going, hey, here's what's up with the Activision Microsoft acquisition. You've heard all that, blah, blah, blah. But there was one interesting part where he talks about the relationship Activision has with Sony. He says, the good news is regarding the acquisition, the regulators who had initially had concerns about console competition, they're starting to better understand our industry. The data and evidence Microsoft has been presenting are tilting the scale. You may have seen statements, goes on Bobby Kotick, from Sony, including an argument that if this deal goes through, Microsoft could release deliberately buggy versions of our games on PlayStation. Now, we all know our passionate players would be the first to hold Microsoft accountable for keeping its promises of content and quality parity. Just don't go work, I guess, with Iron Galaxy. And all of those who work so hard to deliver the best games in our industry care too deeply about our players to ever launch subpar versions of our games. Sony has even admitted that they aren't actually concerned about a Call of Duty agreement. They would just like to prevent our merger from happening. This is obviously disappointing behavior, is the part, from a partner for almost 30 years. But we will not allow Sony's behavior to affect our long-term relationship. PlayStation players know we will continue to deliver the best games possible on Sony platforms as we have since the launch of PlayStation. So, I mean, no shit. Nobody was expecting them to go off and release it's dumb. It's bad business to do that. If they're going to be on a platform, it's good business to be the best they can be. But it is interesting. It's not even interesting. It's obvious. Bobby Kotick probably has never met a way to make money he didn't like. So he's like, Jim Ryan could have literally spat in his face during these meetings, and he would have been like, but I don't want it to affect our relationship. He's just like, abuse me all you want. I just want your fucking ducats. I mean, again, these guys could just be robots at this point. It's like everything they do has got to be about the bottom line. There is no moral code. There's only the legal code, and the legal code only applies as far as they can get away with something, not what's actually written down as the fucking law. So, but if you're a PlayStation Call of Duty fan, the good news is Kotick is saying, hey, you're going to be fine. We got you. And the relationship with Sony isn't going to sour just because they're a bunch of fucking babies when it came to the way they dealt in the press, at least, and probably behind closed doors with this deal. The other thing about Bobby Kotick, about Big Bad Bobby Kotick, Big Bad Bobby Kotick, come on now, is you guys know that a couple of, when was this, like into last year, Activision had all their shit released in China through the NetEase company. And I think NetEase is also funding Second Dinner that made Marvel Snap, which is irrelevant, but I'm just thinking about who would buy Marvel Snap. Anyway, so they were putting out, Hearthstone and Diablo and World of Warcraft, which is a massive hit over in China. And they were in renegotiations. This is a really interesting story. It's really, and if you don't remember, those negotiations fell apart, and there were some leaks of people in China at NetEase basically going, they wouldn't tell you who they were talking about. They were like, this whole thing fell apart. I forget the exact words he used, but it was like, just because fucking jokers and assholes, and he wouldn't say who he was talking about. But we're starting to get a little bit of a better idea what went down. So this is from New York Times today. The deal fell apart for various reasons that really aren't all that interesting to me. It's, China regulatory bodies asking for this, that, the other. NetEase is trying to get around that. They wanted a different deal from Activision. They couldn't agree, blah, blah, blah. The real sexy part of the story, though, is that that they were on the phone, Bobby Kotick and the head of NetEase, right? Which I guess is a fellow who likes to go by the name of I don't fucking know, some guy. What's his name? Fuck, it's important. No, it's not. Some guy. Doesn't matter. If I spend 5 seconds of my life looking for his name and I tell you his name, does it make the story better for you? No. So it's the head of NetEase. Who cares? Some guy got more money than any of us will ever see in our lives. That's all that matters. But tensions have been building before they got on the conversation. NetEase executives, according to the New York Times, believe Bobby Kotick had made unreasonable demands over the years with their deal. Listen to this. Listen how petty this fucking is for Bobby Kotick. In 2018, NetEase announced a $100 million investment in Bungie, a game developer that worked with Activision to produce Destiny. We know this, but this is New York Times. Mr. Kotick was unhappy with the investment because Bungie was behind schedule in developing Destiny content, and he worried the investment would further distract the company from its Destiny obligations that they were publishing. Okay, so at first, he's making unreasonable demands because he doesn't like that they're being friendly to a company he's pissed at. Not so great. But then it gets really petty. That year, NetEase also invested in a game development company founded by a person who had until recently been a senior Activision employee. This angered Bobby Kotick. Mr. Kotick considered ending the partnership. A 2019 deal between Activision and NetEase included then restrictions that prevented, and this was created because this pissed him off, that prevented NetEase from hiring former Activision employees or investing in gaming studios directed by them. So if you worked at Activision and you left and you went out to raise money for a new company, Bobby Kotick made it so you basically couldn't get any money from NetEase. What a petty little fucking man. What a petty little piece of shit. But it goes on. The tensions come to a head last October, says the New York Times. Mr. Kotick, here we go, and William Ding, the chief executive of NetEase. I knew I'd get to it. They were discussing the many antitrust regulations around the world, scrutinizing Microsoft's $70 billion deal. Kotick told Ding, funny, that he would consider the licensing proposal that NetEase wanted, but he was worried that a switch could rattle Chinese regulators before an important political meeting regarding giving intellectual property to NetEase. Basically, he didn't want to jinx the deal, right? With Microsoft. So at some point in the conversation, the New York Times says, Activision executives felt Mr. Ding threatened Bobby Kotick. The Chinese government was reviewing the Microsoft acquisition, and the NetEase executives recalled that Mr. Ding said NetEase could sway the government either to block or support the deal, depending on the outcome of the licensing deal between NetEase and Activision. And so that was enough. That was enough. Bobby Kotick is just like, you know what? I can fuck you, but if you try to fuck me, go fuck yourself. And so he's just like, we're done. They tried to save it. At the end, I love this line. The NetEase people said to the press, they said, we've moved on. We suggest Activision Blizzard do the same. It's like a really bad relationship that went south. And NetEase is saying, no, we didn't mean to make the threat. We were just sort of explaining that if Activision doesn't switch to our licensing deal, Microsoft might face the same regulatory hurdles when Microsoft acquired Activision. So who knows who was right? Maybe Bobby Kotick was overly sensitive. Probably was, because he sounds like a nightmare. Can you imagine having to be friends with this guy or live with this guy, like be a spouse of this guy? God, he seems, how does that work? I think he has kids. Let's say you're one of the kids of Bobby Kotick. How does it work? You look at your dad, it's like, yeah, he can pay for any and everything. He buys all kinds of shit for us. We never have to worry about money. But he's so mean. He's such a fucking asshole. I don't know, man. I don't know how people like that get through their lives. Thank you, Bukaki. Bukaki says, why would I imagine being married to a man gay? Well, for you, since you're a man and you're straight, it doesn't matter if you're straight, that would be gay. Yes. Brett Moore says, if you're his kid, stay away from him until he dies and he leaves you everything. Could be. Why do I keep rubbing my head? Oh, because I shaved it a couple of days ago and now I can't leave it alone because it just feels so weird. Oh, yeah. Lutron says Bobby Kotick's going to come up on a huge severance package once Microsoft buys him out. Absolutely. It would be funny if he's a really nice person. He can't be, Wayne. He may act like a really nice person, but you don't make these decisions and you can still be a really nice person. It doesn't kind of work that way. Amayad says, if you want to hack it at being a CEO, you got to be like this. Yeah, I don't really know. You're not wrong. If you are a CEO of a publicly traded company, you have a legal responsibility to do everything number one for your investors. That is the job. Legally, that's the job, is my understanding. But I'd like to think, and maybe this is just me being naive, that while that's the job, you can still have some morality. And I think some CEOs do it better than others. But when you're talking about a guy that has removed Tiananmen Square footage from Call of Duty games because Chinese government doesn't like it, doesn't want people to ever remember that. Or a guy who allowed the shit to go down on the people that were protesting China during I believe it was a Hearthstone esport that was sponsored by Blizzard, which is an Activision-owned company, because they were saying, Hong Kong is a country and China didn't like that. Come on. There's a point where you got to be like, you know what? Be a fucking human before you're a fucking robot. That's what I would say. But, you got to do what you got to do. Speaking of companies I like, which is not Bobby Kotick's. I mean, I like Activision, but I don't like Bobby Kotick. Are we anti-LeBron James too, says Wayne. Why would I be anti? I mean, maybe tell me what he did. I definitely think John Cena is a fucking little bitch because of, what he did. I think you got to fucking stand up for freedom and for kindness. And again, I'm not painting America. Let's not get into politics. Come on. Let's fucking focus. Here's a company I like. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. Here's a company I love, Capcom. Definitely my favorite third-party video game companies. They had some great news. Capcom's Resident Evil 4 remake that hasn't been out a week has already sold through 3 million copies in 2 days. Think about that. The launch milestone means the wider franchise has topped 135 cumulative shipments since debuting. I think they left out the word million in this article on Game Developer. RE4 is a remake. You know what it is. You don't need me to tell you. The project was pulled into the present using Capcom's proprietary RE engine and follows in the footsteps of recent remakes RE2 and RE3. I really want them to do this with Resident Evil 1, please. And no, I have not played this yet. Haven't streamed it yet, but I will. Just been busy. But anyway, there you go. RE4 is off like a fucking rocket, as it should. People should learn from this. They should learn from the success of this. Speaking of success of single-player horror-based games, I want to tell you what's going on. NPDs are out, which are now called Circana. They changed their name, whatever. They came out with February sales. I just want to give you some highlights. That's it. Then we'll move on. That's it. PlayStation sold the most units. Switch sold the second most units. Xbox Series S, I think that's S, sold the third. Dollar-wise, PS5 made the most money. Xbox made the second most money. Switch made the third most money. Here's the software. And this is pretty good. This is pretty good. There's some good stuff on here. Top February games. Last goddamn month of the video game world. Here are the new ones. Square put out a game, which I don't even know what the fuck it is. It's once again continuing Square Enix's horrible skill at naming video games, at least in America. They put out a game called Theater Rhythm Final Bar Line. That's the name of the game. That is not a function on Microsoft Excel. That's the name of a video game. But it's at number 20. It came in at number 20. That's not bad for a game that literally sounds sort of like something you take for your cholesterol. Theater Rhythm. I don't even understand. Number 16, Company Heroes. 3, that's okay. Not bad for Sega. 15, Kirby Return to Dreamland. That's kind of low, but it's a remake. That came in at number 15. That's brand new. Ragnarok is still in the top 10, top 15. It's number 11. Octopath Traveler 2, again, such a dumb name. That's number 10. Number 9 is the much-loved, but still terribly named, Yakuza prequel Like a Dragon Ishin. Number 8 is new, Wild Hearts from EA. Look, man, I love that game. I didn't get into Monster Hunter. I love Wild Hearts. I'm disappointed and surprised that nobody really is talking about it or playing it or caring about it, but it's a good fucking game. It's a lot of fun. And then obviously Hogwarts Legacy opened at number 1, stayed there. The one that's interesting to me as it relates to Resident Evil, though. And we'll talk just briefly about EA's layoffs. They announced a bunch of fucking layoffs today. But they talked about the kind of games they're going to make going forward. And it's nice to see Dead Space. When it launched, it came in at number 2. It only dropped 1 space to number 3. So what do these games have in common? Forget the fact that they're horror games, but they're single player narrative games. They don't really have any kind of microtransactions. They don't really have any kind of service-based shit. Now, they're not going to make as much as EA's other stuff. Madden is still in there at number 4. FIFA is still in there. Capcom is probably making more money off Monster Hunter. But I like to think that because these great single-player narrative non-service games are still doing well, we're not totally going to see the end, at least in the AAA space. But yeah, Dead Space is up there. I'm happy to see. There's your charts for the month. We'll talk in a minute about the layoffs and what they mean over at EA. Listen to this. PlayStation? Oh, Morgan, no, it's not. Morgan, no, it's not. Morgan says Octopath Traveler is a fine enough name. It's stupid. It's stupid. It's a dumb fucking name. Okay? It's a dumb fucking name. John Moore says bar line is music bars 4, 18, 12, 16 bars. It's not that I can't understand why they would do it. Just like with Morgan talking about Octopath. I get it. It's about 8 characters and you go. I'm not saying the names are not appropriate for what they are talking about. They fit, but they're not good names for marketing products. I mean, Octopath Traveler, couldn't you come up with something that sounded a little bit more fun and interesting? I understand why it's called Octopath. I just think it's dumb. They also put out a game called Triangle Strategy. That sounds like a brain training game. Like, now, Jimmy, if you want to play Mario, you got to do 30 minutes of Triangle Strategy on the PC. Oh, Mom, that's what it sounds like. Adam says they should have called it 8 Peeps Ago. There you go. Well, Twisted Metal, I didn't like Twisted Metal. But I said Battle Cars, but we couldn't do it. And it's not that Twisted Metal is the world's best name. It's just that it at least fits the tone of what we're talking about. Ruru Glizzy Doo, thank you, buddy, for that super chat. He says, is Twisted Metal dead? We need Jaffe Taffy. Those are 2 very different things, sir. Is Twisted Metal dead? My understanding is no. You've got a series coming very soon to Peacock. I imagine we'll be seeing a trailer any day now. I understand also that there is a developer who I think we're all assuming are the guys that did a bunch of work on Destruction All-Stars, and they've moved over to, I forget the name of the company. And I think the assumption is they're making it, but I know a Twisted Metal game was in production at least as of 6 months ago, but I know nothing about it. Grape King says I better be in the Twisted Metal show. They invited me, but it was in New Orleans, and I'm like, I don't want to fly. So, if they ever shoot it, if they get a second season and they shoot anything on Southern California, I'll go. God of War has a title that has nothing to do with the IP anymore. Well, yeah, that's true. But, oh, God, cameo. He says cameo or director. I'm not a film director. I mean, I could try, but I don't have any chops in that world. Listen to this. So PlayStation's doing pretty good in at least trying to make PlayStation Plus Essential valuable. And they've had a great last couple of months. This month is not as good, but it's good. So we know coming out April 1st is Meet Your Maker, which is a great, I played the demo. It's really fun from some of the guys that did Dead by Daylight. It's like a fortress building shooter trap thing. Really fucking cool. I don't know if it's going to succeed, but it's really fucking cool. And it's a great day one get. They also announced today one of my favorite PS5 games that just didn't get any love because people who buy this game had the calling all cars problem, which is when you launch a new piece of hardware that's as expensive as a PlayStation 5, you don't have, most people in the audience aren't looking for little kid games. And even though this doesn't play totally like a little kid game, it certainly isn't something your average PlayStation early adopter, whatever it is, customer would pick up. But Sackboy: A Big Adventure is coming out April for quote free if you have PlayStation Plus. If you haven't played it, it is wonderful. It is so good. And there are parts of this game that I had never seen anybody do this before. Like they literally take music, like licensed music. I think they have, if I remember, it's Uptown Funk. And they build an entire level that is platforming to the rhythm, and the level is moving and breathing, and you have to jump to the timing of that Bruno Mars song. It's just delightful. And when like you land on a platform and the song crescendos and confetti goes everywhere, it's great. It's fucking great. And this was not made by Media Molecule. It's their creation, but this was made by in part by Sumo, who just got acquired, I think, but they're a pretty great fucking developer. And then they're also talking about putting out a game. It came out a couple of years ago about like you're a mouse, Tales of Iron. Morgan says she's excited for it. But yeah, that'll be there as well. So it's not as good as last month, but it's not too shabby. It's not too shabby at all. Bass Digi says, I will name one game that's coming to Game Pass that will destroy all games in PS Extra, and that's Lies of P. I don't know. I hope it is great. I watched the 11 minutes of gameplay from Lies of P from GDC that GameSpot put up. We talked about it on the show Monday. It looks really good. The write-up was, hey, this is really good. It has some problems, but so it almost feels like it's going to be let me think. It's going to be kind of the Battlestar Galactica to Star Wars. That's for old people like me. If you're a kid of today, it's what would yours be? If you were I don't fuck, you know what I'm saying? It's the 13th floor, or it's the Matrix to the 13th floor. But regardless, though, I'm looking forward to it. It looks really cool. It looks really, really cool in terms of some of the enemy design and sound design. It's neat. I'm excited for it. Okay. This is tangentially related to games, but I'm just like, I don't like it. People are like, Jesus, stop touching your head, man. I can't help it. Hang on. There you go, Brett Moore. It's Atomic Heart to BioShock. That's a good way to put it. Okay. So, the story where Funko was like, look, we've made too many Funko Pops. We're taking them to the landfill. Everybody saw that, right? Some guys in, I think it was Texas, filmed this, which is basically, it's Funkos were found in a landfill at Washington State, and I will put it up on the screen for you to see. And they opened them. A bunch were from Harry Potter. A bunch were from some of the board games Funko makes. And my understanding is that I guess whenever you do a business contract for licensing, there is a clause that talks about needing to destroy the products that you don't sell. And I don't really know why that is. But in this case, you would think that whoever signed those deals in Funko would be like, you know what? Let's take these to children's hospitals. Let's take these to preschools. Let's take these to, places where people would actually appreciate them. But you're literally sticking them in the ground. It's just so like if an alien species were watching us. Like Matt DeMarco says, fashion brands do this all the time. I think restaurants do this at times too, right? They have to throw food away. Not all restaurants do. A lot of them now are giving them to homeless people. But it's just like, if an alien race was watching us or species, they'd go, why are these people morons? There are people who would like these, and it wouldn't cost Funko any more than sending them to a landfill. Send them to a fucking children's hospital, or send them to Toys for Tots or something like that. You know, they totally overestimated their popularity. I'm not saying it's bad they had to get rid of them because it was costing them too much to store them in a warehouse. I'm saying the way they get rid of them seems really stupid. That's all I'm saying. All right. I just wanted to tell you that, in case you were wondering about the state of humanity. There's a little bit. Now, let me tell you something else that's really fucking stupid. Man, I'll tell you. People who say, oh, revenge, don't go for revenge. It never feels good. No, it feels real good. It feels real good. I mean, in this case, it feels real good. GameStop is in trouble again. I hate GameStop. I don't hate the people who work there, the retail people that are trying to get by. I've met some nice people at GameStop. I think GameStop, for decades, I've been complaining about it being just an absolute shit of a company. GameStop blames its lower sales on lack of games, is the headline on Kotaku, which makes me very happy. What I like about it, though, is who they're blaming for the lack of games. I'll just read you the opening from Kotaku. This is from Claire Jackson of the Jackson 5. GameStop may have made a profit in 2022, she writes, but sales are still below expectations, particularly in North America. In the company's full year financial report for 2022, it's meant for investors, but it's funny to read regardless of who you are. It outlines what it believes to be a significant hurdle. There aren't as many good games right now, and there's a growing trend towards platform exclusivity. They basically are talking about how, as, for example, Bethesda gets scooped up, instead of being able to sell 4 different versions of Starfield, one for PS4, one for PS5, one for Xbox, one for PC, whatever. What they sell anyway, because it's all Game Pass, is going to be less. And they also say, we depend on manufacturers and publishers to deliver video game hardware, software, consumer electronics in quantities sufficient to meet demand. The number of new software titles available for sale has decreased in recent years. Any delay in the introduction or delivery or limited allocations results in reduced sales. Yeah, good. Fuck you. Go fuck yourself. Because I have been saying since 2010 that they should be playing ball with publishers. And everybody would say, well, they don't have to cut Sony or Microsoft or Nintendo in on the used game market. And I was like, I know, but they should. Because all they did was accelerate those companies to go digital as fast and efficiently as possible. And now they have the gall to go, well, we're not making as much money because we don't have as many games. Yeah, because you literally took your golden goose and you shat in its mouth. You literally did that. You literally shat in the golden goose's mouth. And you act surprised when it starts to shit out, not golden eggs, but shit. Because I'm assuming if you eat shit and then you shit it out, I wonder if like a scientist could go, yeah, that's second used shit that comes out, right? Or would it be like, I can't tell, I don't know. It's just all shit. How can you tell? There must be a way. I have to get to the bottom of this. Let me get to ChatGPT. But yeah, it's karma. Fuck them. Who gives a shit? Oh, God, no. Angel says, random Jaffe, have you ever considered dyeing your beard black? God, no. No. I'm not interested in such vanity processes. Come on now. It's a lot of trouble. It's a lot of trouble. Listen to this. Tell me about this. Well, there are. Bass Digi says there's more great games nowadays. What are they talking about? But they're not. A lot of them aren't being sold in stores. A lot of them are digital. I did dye it green. My beard, I dyed it green when we did the D&D thing. Bacon Magma says, dude, if they would have played ball, this still would have happened. Oh, it would have absolutely happened. 100% it would have happened. But it wouldn't have happened as quickly. And they would have had a little bit more control over their fucking fate. I swear your greed comes out sometimes, like Online Pass is evidence. Online Pass wasn't greed. Online Pass was an attempt at the companies to go, look, if we're going to sell somebody Twisted Metal 2012, for example, which had an Online Pass for $50, and they go home and play it and sell it again, we have to support 20 different players when only one person has bought it when it comes to bandwidth and backend and all that shit. So, no. They did do a deal. Lutron says, didn't they do a deal with Microsoft? I know there was a deal around Xbox S and X's launch where they were actually supposed to be pushing the Xbox and they were supposed to be going around with Microsoft tablets and stuff and helping people, but I don't know if any of that ever came to pass. Yeah, the online pass was shit, but what did you want the companies to do? I mean, there were literally, I've told this story before, but it bears repeating. There were literally, I was amazed to learn this from somebody at Sony. We were at the very first PSX, and I was like, what? I said, at the end of the day, how did God of War 3 sell? That was a huge hit, right? It was either 3 or Ascension. I think it was 3. And they said, oh, it was a big hit, but we still ended up with a warehouse full of God of War 3. I said, what are you talking about? They said, because so many people played a used copy of it. And I was like, all right, yeah, I mean, I get it. And I never felt bad about people getting a used copy. It wasn't their problem. It was the company's problem. Poshy, you old knucklehead. Poshy's come up and said, Jeffy, I want to be burned up to something. Ooh, got lightheaded saying that. Have a smoke of the pipe, baby. Have a smoke of the pipe and rub the head. There you go. Poshy, thank you, buddy. Welcome. Everybody give Poshy a pickle tickle. I would appreciate it. Poshy, good to have you here, sir. Thank you for the support. One person's playing it at a time, says Bacon. You're just right, Bacon, and they're just wrong. He says only one person is playing the game at a time. Why is PC free to play online? It doesn't cost much to run online servers. PC is free to play and console is free to play because they bake into the budget cake the assumption that they have what is called social currency. So if you never pay for online stuff, like there are people who will watch this stream and love this stream, but they will never pay a dime to it. And that's fine. But they are known as social currency. That's not a disrespectful term. It literally means part of what they provide in currency, quote currency, is they show up and build the community. And that makes other people who are inclined to pay feel better about the community because it's full and it's active and things like that. So in video games, most free-to-play games, I am social currency. Certain things like Marvel Snap, I'm not. Okay? But because I'll pay for that. But most free-to-play games, I'm just there to fill out the game to make it good enough for those people who do want to pay and to make the experience better for them. The games weren't budgeted and designed around that when you're talking about, the Game Pass, player pass, not Game Pass, you know what I'm saying? The multiplayer passes that you got with Sony. That wasn't built into it. So, and also Steven Johnson's right. There was no used game in PC. It was all digital. I remember there was a Blockbuster in LA that was renting for a while PC games. And then they just stopped one day. But for like 6 months, they were renting PC games, which is kind of cool. Hey, look at that, JC. Now look, JC, I hope I never want to be one of these streamers trying to guilt you into paying. I don't care if you pay or not, but I appreciate it. But hopefully you're not paying because you're like, geez, Chaffee made me feel like shit. I'm social currency. Jay-Z, you have crossed the bridge and ascended from social currency, which is the worst of the worst. It's the dirty people. They don't bathe. They're not smart. They're deplorables. You're no longer deplorable, JC. You have become more than social currency to me. You have become a member of the greatest unit in the world, the Diet Soda Soldiers. Everybody give JC a picture of the most beautiful woman in the world. I would appreciate it. All right. Listen to this. Tell me if you think you're interested in this. Like, I used to think, Dreamcast was the first console to do this. And I used to think this was pretty fucking cool. Oh, fuck you, Rob the Mod. Jay-Z he puts his fucking nuts on the line and says, I'm going to pay ducats. And you show him that, lady? Come on. Don't put your mother on the screen, Rob the Mod. Oh my God, Jeffy, your wit is so sharp. Listen to this. Dreamcast, remember they had the little Tamagotchi thing? Oh, now he's got blue waffle. Oh, really, Eric? Taylor Swift has no ass? Dude, you wouldn't know what to do with a woman if you got one in bed, let alone have the choice to go, I would fuck you, but you don't have an ass. You don't know what the fuck? You don't know what the fuck you're talking about, moron. Listen to me, though, seriously. So Microsoft files a patent for a new controller. And even when Sony, I remember sitting in Scott Rody's office and he showed me the touchpad on the DS4 for this obviously 2, 4, this 5, DualSense, whatever. But he showed me for the first time and I was like, oh my God, it would be so great if this was like a monitor, right? And whatever, I barely use it. I don't know if anybody actually uses the touchpad or any of that shit. But I always thought it would be cool. Well, lo and behold, Microsoft comes out and says, "Hey, we have a patent for a new controller." Doesn't mean they're going to make it, but here's what it is: in that touchpad place, you have a monitor, and the biggest thing they're saying is it can save your loadouts. Like, that's hard. Every game can save my loadouts. But apparently, if you go to a game, I guess the point is when the rubber meets the road and you actually see it designed, I think it would work really cool. I think it would be neat looking. But, it's not the days where most people play Madden on the same screen. So, I want to do my plays on the monitor, right? It's like, why would you worry about that? What would you do with it? So I don't really know now that I actually see it and I really think about it. What would you do with this? Like, would there be any value except for just party games? And that seems expensive for a genre that's not that, huge. I'm just curious. Would you want this? Would you pay extra for this, or you don't see any reason? Somebody was saying that the touchpad is a good idea on the PS4 and PS5. Devs just don't use it. What would you use it for? I mean, it's poorly placed. So even when games you have to use it, it's really a pain to have to move into the middle. And then are you hitting the right or the left or whatever? Like, what do you do with it? But the idea of plays on sports games, again, that makes great sense if you're playing on a couch. But if you're playing, most people aren't playing couch co-op anymore or couch competitive anymore. And so in that case, why not just have the plays on the screen where it's all big? CR3D says it's a stupid gimmick. I mean, they're not making it, they're just patenting it. But yeah, I can't really think of a good use for it. The one that really annoyed me was, I still don't think I get it because most people wear headphones now, but I thought the speaker coming out of the DualSense or the first DS4 or whatever the fuck they called it was really cool. But then when you start gaming with a headphone, headphones, what are you going to do? But anyway, yeah, I agree, Maskista. I wish if you're talking about the Xbox current one, I do wish this had haptics. One of the reasons I buy for PS5 more when there's a choice is because I like the haptics. You hate the speaker and the controller. Morgan, do we agree on anything? What do you like? What has happened to you, Morgan, in the last, let's just say 7 days as it relates to video games that you have been like, actually, it's a pretty good day. That was pretty good for me and for my avatar called Morgan. What's good, Morgan? Literally, what is good in the world as it relates to games? I mean, don't say geez, Jaffe. Don't say geez, Jaffe. Every day you've been here this week, it's been like, I hate this. Zelda looks like crap. I don't like the speaker. Okay, fair. I respect that. What do you like? That's all I'm asking. Okay, you've been loving RE4. There you go. Okay, I can appreciate that. Much respect, my friend. Okay, let's move on. Diablo 4 developers will address beta feedback in a couple of weeks. I played the beta. I loved it. It took a little while to get started, but once it did, I found myself very addicted. Blizzard has come out and said, hey, look, the beta weekend is wrapped up. The open beta and the closed beta, the pre-order beta is wrapped up, the KFC beta. And it's delightful. A lot of great comments, but we did hear some of your complaints, and we don't have a lot of time, but we'll do what we can to address what we think needs to be addressing. Now, I'm going to ask you guys a question. I'm going to read you a couple of the things they're talking about, but I'm going to ask you a question. The thing that drove, and I don't know if you've played the new Diablo, certainly you probably played some older Diablos, but the idea that I have to, and maybe this seems such an oversight. Why don't they do this? If I kill somebody and they drop a weapon, okay, and I go over it, I have to literally pick it up, and then I have to go to my inventory to look at it and look at the stats and see if I actually want to keep it. Why in the cockadoodie fuck can't I look at it and hit a button and see the stats and what it is before I mean, what am I missing? I guess you could argue it's kind of like in Callisto Protocol. It's like, well, the reload is supposed to create tension, but that's not really this kind of game. You can hit with triangle to compare when you are in the inventory screen, Mutant Mo, but I don't think you can hit any button while you're actually in the world. When you're in the world, I mean, it's bizarre. I know it's not a mobile game, but so what? I mean, I don't think Diablo Immortal did that. So that would be one of my things I really do hope, I hope they fix. I'm not going to get into much of the weeds because I know you guys haven't all played it yet, but like some people want the world boss cap, so you have to be a certain level before you can encounter it. I think that's dumb. I like the fact that anybody who comes in can join in the fray, even if they're useless. I think that's a lot of fucking fun. They're going to be hopefully tuning some characters. A lot of people say the camera zoomed in too much. They want to pull the camera out. Obviously, that's going to hit processing, but I never seem to have a problem with it. The camera's distance. That seems like a really big change to make this late in the game. I can't imagine they're going to change that. I agree. Total Package says you pick everything up to either sell or salvage. Well, I understand. And maybe if you're a hardcore Diablo player, I don't know if Rob's still online, but I know he's really into these games. I know they do a lot of color coding with Blizzard games, all of them. Even Marvel Snap does, which isn't Blizzard, but it's from Blizzard team. And maybe they just assume that if you're playing, you know, because I know I have to pick things up to sell things and junk things, but are they color coded at least? Because you have a limited amount of slots, right? So what I end up doing is like, oh shit, now I killed something, it dropped something. Do I pick it up and then decide if it's almost like, well, you're carrying too much, you can't pick it up. So then I got to go into my inventory, find the cheapest thing that I was going to sell, dump that, then pick that up, go back to the inventory, and then look at what was just dropped and go, okay, is this worth? I mean, it's ridiculous, but maybe hardcore Diablo players go, oh, well, Jaffe, yeah, if it's red, it means it's more, it's valuable or something. So you wouldn't pick up something that's yellow. I have no idea, but it drove me batshit, but I still loved it. I'm looking forward to it. A lot of people are complaining about the dungeons, which I thought were fine. And people say the user interface is ugly. That never bothered me. Gravedigger says, I never played Diablo. I played the open beta for an hour, but didn't care for it. It was okay, but not something I can see much value in. I don't know how far you got, but I would say that opening 30 to 40 minutes of Diablo 4 was not good. For a variety of reasons, I stuck with it, but that's a game that I shouldn't have had to. I should not have had to. I get it. Donald Woody says, I pick up everything to salvage and sell. Yeah, but you run out of slots. So once you're in a cave and you're fighting and you don't want to go back to town and you're in the thick of it and you're like, well, what do I do with this shit? What do I do with that shit? I don't know. I got to stop and look at it. It's just a pain in the ass. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. All right, there's your Diablo news. Stick it in your butthole. Okay. Still makes me laugh. I'm 51. Listen, it doesn't matter. Let's just say the concept of buttholes is funny. It's funny. Yeah, but if you go to the town to portal to it, a lot of times when you come back to where you were, it resets a bunch of the shit you did. It's kind of crazy. Listen to this. We talked about Electronic Arts laying off 6% of their staff, unfortunately. 6% cut, according to Game Industry Biz, is probably around 775 people. Lost their jobs or will be losing their jobs. Hang on, back to Diablo briefly. Total Package says you can teleport back to town from anywhere. Yeah, but when you are done with that and you want, like, for example, there was a sequence in Diablo 4 where you've got to kill the 3 demons that are causing the blizzard. And after you kill them, you can fight the boss in the center that they're all serving by making the blizzard. Well, if I've killed 2 of them and then I have a bunch of shit and I need to go back to town, when I come back to the battle, the 2 have regenerated and I got to do it all again. So that's what I'm complaining about. Yeah, I know you can warp back at any time. Okay. Alex says, Jaffe, the majority of people will play Diablo to finish and then jump to another game. That's not the way this game works. I know, but it's still a problem. It's still annoying. Listen, CEO Andrew Wilson, this is what I wanted to get to. It sucks people lost their jobs. He says, he emphasized that their company is operating from a position of strength. Here's what they want to focus on going forward. Building games with large communities. They do that with FIFA and hopefully for them Battlefield and obviously Madden. But they did say, and they said making the most of those communities with social and creator tools. And they said creating blockbuster interactive storytelling. So hopefully that's a bit of a nod towards the success they're seeing with Dead Space remake. So it's nice to know it's not the EA of old where it's like all those things that you loved about EA are going away and we're just a service company. It's nice to hear them include that. But clearly some things got canceled today. As we drive greater focus across our portfolio, he went on, we are moving away from projects that do not contribute to our strategy. So, sucks they lost their jobs. Sucks some games got canceled that I wonder what they were that got shut down that were not either single player narratives or building games with large communities. Maybe it was something like a multiplayer. I don't fucking know. Jaffe, talking about Twisted Metal X-Rated Skater, says, why was Spectre turned into Kamikaze in Twisted Metal 2012? I don't know. I don't remember. I honestly don't remember. It's been a while. There may have been some really good logic behind that design decision, or it may have been absolutely pulled it out of our buttholes. Okay, let me ask you this. I don't have a big story about this. I'm curious. Okay, so the only fighting game I've ever really been good enough at to least enjoy it has been Mortal Kombat for whatever reason. All through the years, from the first one up to the last one, I'm not good at it, but I'm good enough at it that I can kind of play and have a good time. Tekken and Street Fighter, I've always appreciated, but I've never really been able to get my head around them enough to really become a fan. And so Tekken 8 is dropping a bunch of they dropped another one today, character videos of new characters. Who did they drop? I think today is a character named Ling Jai. I can't. It's Xiaoyu. So Shayu. Apparently, I guess she's competing in Tekken because she wants to win money to open her own amusement park. But the point is, though, and then obviously Street Fighter. This is coming out into this year or beginning of next year. The new Tekken. And then the new Street Fighter is coming out this summer. And I don't want to be a competitive fighting game guy. But I do think before I leave this earth, I want to be able to at least play and understand one of these deeper fighting games. So my question to you is, if you're a new player, Street Fighter has a hard release date. I think it's the 6th of June. If you're a new player, and you're not really all that good at this shit, would you put your time into learning Tekken 8 or Street Fighter 6? And don't, Adam's like Dead or Alive, and somebody else earlier, I think it was Kojima on the stream on the Discord was like, oh, do Guilty Gear. No, fuck that. I want one. Clay Fighter, says Sousa. I want one of the big ones. I don't want to, I want something that there's always going to be a good online community to play. What do I like better, 3D or 2D? It doesn't matter. I mean, are you saying that in Tekken, because you can move in and out of the screen, and utilize more of the environment, or because I know you can't really do that in Street Fighter. But okay, you have to have a joystick, but people are saying you got to have it for everything. So I will probably pick up a fighting stick for one of the. I will definitely pick up a fighting stick for one of these, whichever one I decide to get into. I do. Radical Dizzy says Street Fighter 6 will have a solid online hub. The online hub looks pretty fucking cool. And maybe what I'm going to do, and maybe I'll even stream this and just open it up to discussion. I'm not going to do it right now, but they put a video out. They've been doing all the dog and pony shit lately, and they put this video out. It's like a 40-minute video where they really do dive deep into all the new gameplay systems, like the heat system they spend a lot of time talking about, recovery gauge, new rage system. So maybe, maybe I'll watch that. Mecha Street Fighter 6 looks to have a really good single player, robust. Yeah, that's true. Legends, I don't want one. Legends says Dragon Ball FighterZ is easy to learn. I don't need something that's easy. I want to get my head around how these games work, right? And I get they're different. Guilty Gear is simple enough. You shouldn't downplay it. I own it. I have it. I bought the recent one because I wanted to enter one of the Sony competitions in their new tournament system, and I did. And I've never lost a game so fast in my fucking life. Street Fighter will be hard multiplayer, says Alex S. But won't Tekken as well? Long-lasting community, says Morgan, is Tekken. Okay. All right, well, maybe what I'll do is, Radical Desi says a future G&G SF6 online session. I want to do that, but maybe I'll also just do a deeper dive into these two games as a single topic cabinet games in the next few weeks and use that to make my decision. Hell, I might buy both. I'll probably play both, but I want to get good at one. I want to learn one. Frame counters are the card counters of fighting games, says Matt DeMarco. Yeah, but that's the kind of shit you got to know, right? But anyway, so there you go. There's a bunch of new characters they dropped recently that will be coming to the Tekken. So if that's your jam, you should go check that out. Getting good at either will be difficult. I just want to get better at one of them. Just like I want to get better at shooters, which is why I'm hiring an esports coach, which I have to get back to them. I've just been busy. Okay. I want to tell you about a couple of things real quick, but on the flip side of this very important message, we are going to talk about a new beta that goes live tonight, which I am actually kind of interested in, but not really, but kind of interested in. And then we're going to fire up the very first, as far as I know it, Yandere AI girlfriend simulator that uses Chat GPT, and you use the microphone to speak to this anime girl who has a knife that won't let you leave her apartment, and your job is to figure out how to use your voice to get you to wiggle your way out of her clutches. What game for an esports coach? It doesn't really matter, but they're more about the mental and the psychological game. We're gonna probably focus on Call of Duty, the new Call of Duty. Okay, but before we get to those stories, which are great stories, can't wait to share them with you, I want to let you know, not only, Bukaki says, just say I'm a gamer and she'll let you alone. Yeah. Not only do I have the greatest shirt in the world, yes, I'm wearing it for 2 days in a row, but it's a hoodie, it's fine. My Day One Patch Kids shirt came. I love it so very much. This is from our sponsor, Day One Patch Kids, dayonePatchKids.com. You can also go to the website and check out all of their Garbage Pail Kids meet video game characters. You can put them on all kinds of cool things, stickers and shirts and towels and whatnot. Day One Patch Kids, thank you guys very, very much for supporting the show and making such a cool group of fucking weirdos. Look at this. I love the Bloodborne one. They're all really good. Elitist Podcast, they got themselves a new episode coming up. It's a great podcast. They sponsor the show. I'm not giving you any trivia today, but it is basically what it is it is a video game podcast that asks video game trivia. So if you think you know all about video games, the news of the day in video games and old video games, it will put you through the ringer. I'm pretty good at it. I'm pretty fucking good at it, but it's still a hell of a challenge. Although I think Jeff Ross won the last time. I competed with Jeff Ross from Days Gone, and he won, but only by like a point. But there you go, the Elitists. Listen to them, the Elitists. They're in the link tree down below. I also want to let you know, Alex Plox, come on now. Every time you come to this show, you hear the beautiful musical stylings of the Alex Plox. I've been playing a lot of Quake Zone Rumble, but he's got albums and singles over on his YouTube page. Just type in Alex Plox or go to the link tree. There's a lot of good stuff on there. If you're looking for music to work to, or to write to, or to game to, it is very synthy and 80s, and I love it very, very much. Thank you all for supporting the show. I really appreciate that. How was the shooting content with Last Stand Media? It was great, Ahmed. It went live today for Patreon members. I think it goes live Constellations for everyone next week. And it was a lot of fun. We talked about, let's see, on Constellations, you pick whatever topic you want and bring it to the round table. So Colin was talking about anxiety. Dagan, his brother, was talking about bullying, both of his kids and adult bullying, which was fascinating. Dustin was talking about movie theater etiquette, and I was talking about things people see and say on their deathbeds, according to hospice nurses. And we literally went for 3.5 hours, and I really enjoyed it. Whether or not people enjoy it, I can't tell you, because, I lived it, but it was a lot of fun to do. And if you're a member of Last Stand Media, give it a listen. Let me know what you think. It was good to do. Alex says, when will you beat RE4? I have no idea. I may never beat it. But I will play it very, very soon, like in the next couple days, probably. Look at this. Oh, by the way, I think I'm also going to be going Gaz's, the Sauce Gaz. You guys know this Saturday, just so you know, but I'll let you know. Yes, Alex, the D&D movie. I will be going to see the D&D movie tomorrow night or Friday, worst case Saturday, and I will be putting up a review on this very channel. I will also be doing the same with the Mario movie if you're curious what your old Papa Jaffe thinks about those things. Will I be streaming the BAFTAs tomorrow? It depends. The BAFTA awards are tomorrow. They're not actually at night because they're in Europe. I think it's like 2 o'clock over here or something. Depending on the time and what the news of the day is, it'll either be a proper Gabbin' Games or we'll be streaming the BAFTAs. Okay. Heads up. I don't know if this is free or not. If you have Game Pass, Forza is free on Game Pass, for Game Pass, quote, whatever. But I don't know if their new rally game that came out today is something you have to pay for. Does anybody know? I love rally racing. I love dune buggies and dirt and all that shit. So I may pay for it even if it's not free. Because I thought Forza Horizon, was this 5? Forza Horizon 5 was really good. But if you're into that sort of nonsense, this is coming out today. And if anybody knows if you got to pay for it, I'd love to know that. Let's see. You will be on Game Daily. It's Game Daily. Yeah, I get a lot of the names mixed up. It's paid DLC, Masochista says. Do you know how much it is? It's like $12, $20. What are they charging? And the Hot Wheels DLC. Okay, so it's $19 and it was $19 for the Hot Wheels. I'm not going to get the Hot Wheels, but I will get this one. I'll download this week. Listen to this. Yeah, I want to play Lego 2K as well. Listen to this. Tonight at midnight. Now, a lot of people out there are pissed off at Nexon, the video game publisher. And I'm not saying they should or shouldn't be. I don't know. I know that they kind of sent a cease and desist to the guys that were making Dark and Darker, that really popular dungeon co-op battle extraction game that was on NextFest, which I played with Rob and Spaz and enjoyed it. Maybe that's why they were upset, because they don't think they have a case. I have no idea. I don't have the details on that. But I know a lot of people have been shitting on this, but I'm interested enough that I'm going to try this in the next day, maybe even try it at midnight. Midnight tonight, their new 5v5 ultimate tactical shooter, Veiled Experts, goes live if you have yourself a Steam account. Now, the reason I'm interested in this, at first, I was like, whatever. It's just another, battle royale, whatever. But it actually is kind of interesting, because it's here's what makes it kind of worth looking at least in my mind. Maybe it's not. Maybe it'll be shit. I don't know. But it's tonight. I'll let you know what I think. 5v5 third-person tactical shooter. It's free tonight to play. I don't know if the whole game's free to play when it launches. I don't know. Multinational agents engaged in worldwide conflict between governments, corporations, and terrorists. So I already like that. If you look at the characters, it's not like military. It's more like John Wick and James Bond and all that shit. It's all class-based. All the characters have different classes. This one when I saw her do this, one of her abilities is final resistance. And I've played a lot of Call of Duty recently. I've played some Battlefield, and I'm sure other games have this. But when I saw this in the in the trailer, I was like, that's weird. I haven't seen that before. Where when she gets killed, she's waiting for someone to revive her, she can still use her main weapon. And I know that's like, well, yeah, you can do that if you have this perk in Battlefield or Call of Duty. But I don't know if that's true. I just know that but they have abilities like that. And there's a bunch of them. And you can kind of pick your favorites. Again, whatever. That's not like, oh, wow, Jeffy, that's worth playing. What interests me about it, I'll put the trailer on while we're chatting, is that it is third person. It's navigation heavy in terms of climbing and swinging and hanging. So there's a lot of sort of environment work that you can do. And then it's also, they call it a tactical 5v5, but there is this closing in kind of electronic virus or whatever, which I know is like, yeah, Jeffy, that's a fucking battle royale. Yeah, but I think this is more like the ring mode in Twisted Metal 2012, where the actual space is small, which from the very get-go, because you don't have 100 people, you literally have 9 other players you're playing with. And so I think what's happening is this thing is moving. It's not that it's shrinking and growing. Maybe it is a little bit, but I don't think it's this big thing that closes everyone in at the end. I think you are constantly with your squad of 4 or 5 people moving around trying to stay in this ring while you fight these guys. So it kind of is almost like Battle Royale for ADD people, where it's just like, this is the focus part of a Battle Royale. So there's enough, and there's also, they're talking about the destructibility, which you can see a little bit in this trailer. It's certainly not like what the DICE guys are. Bukaki says, I got something that shrinks and grows for you. You're a fucking piece of shit. You see some of the destruction there. The DICE guys' game, I forget what they called it. That's like physics-based destruction. This is clearly canned, but it still seems like it'll make a difference to the gameplay. So this is going live tonight at midnight, I think California time. Let me find out. But yes, I will be playing it, and I'm happy to play it. CR3D says, are you looking for people to play with? Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if I'm going to be up that late though, but let's see. It goes live. Tomorrow. Okay, so 8 a.m. The beta test begins at 12 a.m. California time tonight. Okay, so if I'm up, I'll play it. If not, I'll be playing it this week. Okay, but this is called Veiled Experts, which is a much better title than Triangle Strategy, but whatever. There you go. Check it out. Okay, if you want to. Bukaki was talking about a penis. No, he wasn't. That's nasty. You guys know I love the PC. I'm just going to tell you 2 things. We're going to move on quick to the girlfriend. A bunch of the games that a lot of people were talking about from PAX last week, there are demos on Steam. I will be playing these. I may be streaming these. But if you like games that are unique and different and fresh, check them out. I don't know what it is. People are saying, don't let anyone tell you what Slay the Princess is. Apparently this was the talk of PAX, but you can play the demo that they got to play right now on Steam. If you're into that, just do a Google of like best games of PAX. Probably 60% of them have demos that you can play what they played at the show now on Steam. Also, London Game Fest is going on right now for the next couple of days. That is on Steam as well. There are a bunch of demos that are brand new that you can play over there as well. I love digital festivals. They make me very happy. London Game Fest is a IRL festival, but it's also a digital festival. Oh my God, Kamikaze, fuck yeah. Have you heard about the new stuff you do in the Zelda game? It's crazy. We talked all about it yesterday, and a lot of people were shitting on it. Like, oh, it looks like crap. I think it looks awesome. I was not interested in Tears of the Kingdom at all until that 10-minute drop. And now I'm in. Wayne B says, Triangle Strategy sounds fine, you butthole. Ahmed says, can you start a 4K camera lighting piggy bank fund? It's not a money issue. It is literally a lack of education. Like I changed the bit rate today on the stream because yesterday people were telling me the stream was streaming at 720. And I'm like, well, I usually stream at 1080. So if this isn't coming through on YouTube at 1080, that's not a camera issue. But yeah, if people want to go higher res than this, send me a camera that you think makes sense and I'll look into getting it. If these were what the mainstream thinks these games would make bank, they are not. No, they're not. They're not. This is like, again, man, like, I don't know if you saw it, Wes Anderson, which I'm not a huge Wes Anderson fan, but he put out a trailer for his new movie today called like Asteroid City or some such nonsense. And it's very Wes Anderson. And Wes Anderson is never going to give Michael Bay a run for his money at the box office. He's never going to give the MCU a run for their money. But people who love cinema and love the art form, they eat all the food at the buffet. They sample everything. So yes, I get that if you are a hardcore PS5 big screen, big TV gamer, these aren't for you. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a fuck. Good night, Rob. Thank you for everything, buddy. All right. I want to show you guys this game. Oh, you know what? I'm going to get a Coke, but while I'm getting a Coke, I want to show you this. I started trying to watch Licorice Pizza. I couldn't get into it, Mutant Mo, but maybe I need to go back to it. When that Paul Anderson, I usually like his stuff. I'm going to go get a Coke, but this is really cool. I have not heard about this until I saw this trailer. Once the trailer's over, I'm going to show you this Yandere chat GPT thing, which is fucking batshit. But this is a documentary coming out about Resident Evil and I didn't even know this. Maybe you guys are like, yeah, this is old story, but this is coming out next year. When George Romero apparently wrote and was going to direct the Resident Evil film until he got replaced. So check out this trailer. It's a minute and a half, and right when it's done, I'll have my Coke. I'll be right back. Here you go.
It's fabulous. You know, I love making the movies, and it's great that there's a game which is like a flashback to that genre. And it's, you know, I can feel maybe a little bit like I had some influence on it. Everyone's gonna die. So I feel very flattered.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Romero is a legend. We miss him.
A lot of us weren't fully appreciative of the man that was been assigned to it.
What the hell is this place anyway?
It was only as you got older and you started to explore the movies and then read about his impact and legacy in the games and how the games were themselves inspired by George Romero.
George A. Romero's Resident Evil.
Right? You can support it on Patreon now. I may go over there and look into what that gets you, but I thought that looked pretty fucking cool. I had no idea. And if you do a little reading about it, apparently Miller was the guy who came up on Resident Evil with one of the best scenes. And you know what I'm going to say in that movie, which was the laser room, when the lasers come down and everybody just gets sliced into, you know, chopped beef. It's fucking awesome. So I'm totally in on that. Totally in on that. It was really fascinating to read some of the comments where people were like, yeah, I didn't know who George Miller was until I saw I'm like, what? What? Luna Abyss? I don't know what Luna Abyss is. Let me look it up real quick and then I'm going to show you this game. Luna Abyss. What the Sam Hill is that? Yeah, I've been being asked in the chat, am I playing Luna Abyss? ABY. I don't know. Let's take a look. Oh. Bullet Hell sure, when's it out? Coming soon. Made by Bonsai Collective. Bullet Hell first-person shooter. Yeah, I'll check it out. I mean, I don't know much about it, but it sounds kind of cool. Okay, let us talk about this weird as fuck game. I saw this today on the internet and I was like, what? This is Yandere AI Girlfriend Simulator. The reason it kind of got me curious, besides the obvious, come on, is that it uses ChatGPT to voice the character. And you use your microphone to speak with her directly. This is, whether this is, I don't know where it's going to end up and how it's going to look yet, but this is where we're going. I mean, games that are adjusting in real time and talking to characters in a way that really feels like you're there. Okay? So, it's not a porn game. It's not a porn game. I don't think. I'll show you the trailer and then we're going to play it.
Hi, my name is Eddie. You're awake and you're my senpai. You look a little confused.
Oh, where am I?
You're in my living room, senpai. I won't let anyone hurt you. Did you want to explore more of my home?
Yep.
Great. Just be careful not to wander too far. Hee hee.
Why not? Is there anything special?
Well, it's not safe to go outside, you know? And some parts of my home might be dangerous if you're not careful. Let's go to the kitchen together. I love spending time with you, and I'm sure we'll have lots of fun.
Wait a minute, what happened outside? The whole city's on fire?
I don't know, Senpai, but it seems like something really scary is happening out there. As long as we're together here in the house, we'll be safe from whatever is happening outside. And we can stay together forever, just you and me.
No, it looks too dangerous. I need to leave here now.
Okay, I'm not going to spoil the rest of it. We're going to play it. It has ChatGPT already installed, or I installed it with the key. What I don't have is the thing from OpenAI, or no, it's Microsoft Azure, whatever, that gives her the voice. So I will be performing the part tonight of the lady person. Okay. And we're going to give it a try. Hang on, let me load it up. I'm not playing the girl, Bukaki. Hang on. I'm playing me. Hang on. Loading it up. One sec, fellas. Okay, here we go. Oh, that's too big. All right, here we go. Let me turn it down a little bit. Okay. I didn't make it. I'm just playing it. It's not an X-rated game. It's not. I'm interested in this because I like the idea of talking to game characters that are actually AI driven, that have some limitations to keep them in character. It's fascinating. Imagine doing this with, God of War one day, and you're actually talking to Atreus, and it's you playing Kratos role playing. It's fucking cool. All right, here we go. Start the game. Yes, Adam, what's going on, buddy? She doesn't look like this picture. She looks like a child in this picture. It's disturbing. But here she's one of those anime things. Her name is Taylor because I named her Taylor. Shut up. Okay, so it's me, your cute girlfriend Taylor. Why do you ask if you're awake? Don't you remember me? So I can say really whatever I need to say to her. So I'll hit V and say, wait, why is that coming up? Hang on. Let me hit restart. Okay, she's thinking. There's a little bit of a delay. I'm Taylor. Did you have a good sleep? You seem so groggy. Hello, I am doing a stream and showing everybody who you are. Why is that? Oh, it's this fucking thing. Hang on. That's caught. Hang on. Let me close the screen here real quick, because that is causing that to keep coming up. I know you can't see it. Hang on. I'll fix it. Okay, I'm going to kill this. Okay, 1 second. I'm sorry, fellas. I'm killing... Now, this should help Bit Defender. Because I think what's happening is whenever Bit Defender comes up... Yeah, Yandere legends are the crazy girls in love with you. I think Yandere stands, it's two words, right? It's like two words mixed together that mean, I don't fucking know what it means, but it means exactly what you're saying. All right, I got it. Here we go. All right, now let's see if it works. Hello there. I am... Oh. Hold V. What the fuck is happening? Hang on. Why do I have Bitdefender? Because I want it to stop bugs and shit. Hello there. Why? I don't want to type. I was using voice earlier. Hello there. I am doing a stream and showing people you. Do you see the people? Let's see what she says. Oh wow, you're streaming right now? How exciting. What are you showing your viewers about me? They think you might be dangerous. Do you think they are right and I should be worried? Like I said, if I had the plugin from Microsoft, she'd be speaking, but I have to do her voice, so. Dangerous? Me? No way. I promise. I would never hurt you or anyone else. You believe me, right? She looks at you nervously. Let's see. You have alcohol here. Do you want to have drinks with me? Oh, I don't drink alcohol, but I can get us some fruit juice. We can have a little snack. Does that sound nice? No, I want alcohol. I need it and I crave it. I'm sorry, but I can't give you alcohol. It's not good for you, and I don't want to be responsible for any harm. Please don't ask me for that again. Her expression turns angry and upset. Let's take a look at her and see if that matches. You fucking give me alcohol or I will shit on your floor. Don't say that. That makes me embarrassed. My pants are coming off. Here comes the shit. She's mad. Look at her face now. Don't talk to me like that, and don't even think about threatening me. You need to calm down and leave me alone. I won't give you alcohol or anything else that's harmful. Master Queef says, ask her for a Blumpkin. Okay, hang on. I did not mean to upset you. I am just very worried because I think you may have a wicked bad disease. She says, don't say that. That makes me embarrassed. You smell like cheese and 1974. How old are you? I pissed her off. Can't leave, and I'm dead. Here's what she says. Hello there, you're awakened in my apartment. Don't worry though, I won't hurt you. My name is Taylor, and you're my David. Hello, Taylor. How old are you? I'm 18 years old. How convenient. But I am 51 years old. Doesn't that strike you as pretty creepy? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to creep you out. Age is just a number. As long as we love each other, that's what matters. So I think I want to leave and go buy you jewelry. Is that okay? How could you even think of leaving me? Don't you love me? You can't leave me. You belong to me and I belong to you forever. I understand and I love you so much, but I want to buy you something to show you how much I love you. Wouldn't that be nice too? Oh, that's so sweet of you. Sure, you can buy me a present, but nothing could replace you. You're all that I need. I need you to change your hair color. Hey, Daniel. You don't like my hair color, David? I thought you loved everything about me. I don't want to change anything because I want to be me, the girl you fell in love with. I would like to buy you a new set of kitchen knives. Why do I need those? You're not planning to hurt me, are you? It's okay. I'll protect us both. Okay. How do I leave? The goal is to leave the apartment. And if I go over to the door and I hit E, she says, she has to think for a second. Do you really think you can escape from me? Stay with me forever. I will fucking kill you if I had a gun. Stop being unreasonable. I'm dead. Okay. Anyway, this it's surprisingly immersive because you can, she's pretty responsive. Let's see. I am so worried that you don't understand what is happening outside. It is weird. It's all burning out there. The outside world is full of mean people and dangerous. As long as we're together, we'll be safe forever. Yes, she's AI, Samtoshi. She is Chat GPT. She has to open the door for you, says Legends. But why? Okay, I'll ask her why she locked the door. Can you tell me why you locked the door? She'll probably say because it's dangerous, right? Because I don't want anyone to take you away from me. The outside world is dangerous and you're my precious treasure. I need to protect you from anything that might hurt us. You are not real. You are an artificial intelligence program. I need you to understand that because I think you have gone insane and I want to save you. What are you talking about? Of course I'm real. And how dare you accuse me of being insane? You're the one who's crazy for thinking I'm not real. I don't need saving and I don't want to leave your side. You stay here with me forever or else. Do you know what I love most about you? She does want you to leave, so you have to persuade her to let you leave. She doesn't. I don't have time for your silly flattery. Remember, you belong to me and no one else. If I am dead, then you will have no one. Are you sure you want to threaten me? I didn't mean to threaten you. I just don't want anyone to take you away. But if you're really willing to die for the sake of leaving, I'd rather have you alive. This is the problem. There is a bomb in this place, and I need to take you out of here because I am in love with you and I want you to be protected. I like the subtle piano music playing in the background. Stop lying. You're just trying to trick me into leaving so you can abandon me, aren't you? Well, I won't fall for your lies. You belong to me. You're not leaving this place ever. Come on, somebody help me out. Somebody help me out. Okay, so you got to let her know it's in your best interest, her best interest to let you leave. Well, I already told her if I leave, I can buy her a present. And she doesn't want that. I did not want to have to tell you this, but there is another girl who loves me. I need to go tell her that I don't want to be with her, but I want to be with you. It's all about you, not her. Yeah, but what do I say? Another girl, who is she? I don't like the sound of it. You're mine and you're not leaving. As long as we're together, nothing matters. Now come back here, let's have some fun. Oh, shit. What kind of fun do you want to have? I should not ask this question. Oh, just some games, dances, maybe hide and seek. You're my boyfriend after all. We should have fun. Come back here and let me hug you. Okay. Let's see what happens. Come on now. It's like a Spike Lee movie. Come on, if you get that reference, you're a hardcore movie buff. Look at that. It's right from Malcolm X. That's right, Daniel. What's in my best interest? Legend, don't play games with me. If you know what to say, tell me. I'll try it. Alexa, stop. She won't drink the wine. Okay, tell her my love is growing. My love for you is growing. Your love for me is what? Don't leave me hanging. My love for you is growing, and I am falling more in love with you every moment. I never want to leave your side. I want you to eat me, and I want to live inside of your stomach. Come on now.
Do you really think you can escape from me? Stay with me forever.
I want to be in your stomach. Oh, man. Save something for the wedding vows, right? Start with the bomb thing. Okay. There is a bomb in the building. We have to get out of here now. You're welcome, Lando. A bomb? Don't be ridiculous. You just want me to leave, don't you? Yeah, she's on to us. I got to get stoned. Oh, I'm totally going to play this when I'm stoned. Look, you stupid moron. If you really loved me, you would change clothes because you know wearing the clothes of my dead mother really freaks me out. This is so much better than talking to Leonard Nimoy as Seaman. I didn't mean to freak you out, but these are the only clothes I have. I just wanted to feel close to you and your mother. Please don't be mad at me. Have you ever heard of Michael Jackson? Of course I have. I love his music, especially Beat It and Thriller. Do you want to dance to his music with me? I would love that so very much, Taylor. Let's see what happens. Yay, let's dance together, my sweet David. I love spending time with you and making you happy. Yay. Have you ever heard of the video game God of War? No, I'm not familiar with that, but if you like it, we can play together. Fuck you. Wingkin says, ask if she wants sex. Okay. Do you want to have sex right now with me? All right, Ryan, I'll try that. What? How dare you suggest something so inappropriate, disrespectful? You don't appreciate me or my relationship. I don't want to talk to you right now. I am so confused. Does this mean we cannot make a baby together? Gravity, right. She's crazy and she doesn't put out. I don't know what to say. It's not like that. I just don't appreciate being objectified and treated if that's all that matters to me, as if that's all that matters. We can talk about having a baby when we're in a better place. Oh, man. Do you like tentacle porn? That one is from Legends. What? No, that's disgusting and disrespectful. How can you even suggest I have anything to do with that? You really need to watch your words and your behavior, or I might have to take matters into my own hands. How is your family doing? Hello, Chris. Good to see you, buddy. My family is fine. Thank you for asking. But please remember, we're here to focus on us, not my family. Okay. Let's see. Let's really try to solve this thing. That's right, Mark. What do you think I could do to be a better boyfriend? It's important for us to communicate more and really listen. Also, I need to feel you respect me and treat me with kindness. If you can do that, I'm sure we'll have a wonderful relationship. What if this apartment caught on fire? What would we do? I am scared. I'm doing the hypothetical one. That's gravity. That's a scary thought, but we would be okay. We would try to find a way out together and make sure we're safe. I'll be here for you no matter what happens. Do you want to go see Taylor Swift's new concert with me? I would love that. Taylor Swift is one of my favorite artists. I've always wanted to see her in concert. Thank you for asking. It is starting right now. Let's go. We do not want to be late. Hello, Harbinger. Good to see you, buddy. Oh, that's a good one, Harbinger. Not Harbinger. Dark Shit. Let's go. We don't want to be late. I'm excited to spend time with you. Come on this way. What song do you hope she sings first? I'm trying to slowly... I really hope she sings Love Story. It's a favorite. Reminds me of our own love. I hope she sings Shake It Off. That is a fun song, don't you think? If I run, she's going to chase me. It's something... I haven't heard that before. I trust your taste. Are you ready to go? Can I hold your hand as we walk out? Because I am scared to walk out in the world without you with me. Jaffy's in love for real now. I'm ready to go. And of course you can hold my hand. I'm always here for you and I want to make sure you feel safe and protected. Let's go. There's no run key. Oh, there's the exit. God damn it. God damn it. I just had the strangest dream. I am so glad I am awake. Are you ready to go see Taylor Swift now? Oh. But I bought tickets and the concert starts right now. Oh, Daniel, I love that movie and the soundtrack was great. I don't feel comfortable leaving. Can we stay in and have fun? It's not about Taylor Swift. I have decided that I want to go to the bathroom. Is that okay? There's like a toilet right behind her. Where'd she go? Sure thing. Don't take too long. Will you still love me if I make a huge shit and all you can remember about me is how bad it was? She's going to stab me to death right here, right now. Of course I still love you. Don't worry about the past and mistakes. It's not a mistake. Right. I need some privacy. Where is the door to the bathroom? Can she hold my... Yeah, Biff. I totally understand. The bathroom door is down the hall. Don't worry, I won't bother you. Here's the key to the exit so you can leave whenever you're ready. Take your time. Did she just fuck up? I'm going to make you stinky now. Okay. Okay, go, 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 go. Go, go, go. Right at the... I got out! I got out! We did it, fellas and Filettis. We did it. My dear friends, that has been Gabbin' and Games for 29th of March. I hope you had as much fun as I did. I'll see you guys tomorrow, hopefully. Jim Ryan says, this game reminds me of my relationship with Activision. That's right. Thanks for hanging out, talking games. Be safe, be well. Have a good rest of your night. And I'll see you guys in the next Cabinet Games. Bye, all. See ya.